Welcome back, guys. Time for some extermination. Normally I don't really condone that sort of thing, but in this case, they're kind of, how shall we say, in the way. So, needs must. Jessica, surely you can deal with the one. Raining down comments from above. I think she has one of the better attack animations in this as a wizard. It's gonna be kind of sad to see that go. But for the sake of making her stronger, that is on the agenda. I don't think we're gonna need lead-in too much at this point, so we're pulling him and his men back this way. We see some opposition on the rise, so time to roll out the welcome mat. On this slice of life, we've got Taylor returning to the sea. And this is what I've been waiting for. Him and his mermen are going to just have a field day over here. Now the archers are still a pain because they get to attack first, as you know, but still we've got that advantage in the terrain, so hopefully this will work out well. He's still got most of his troops, so this is why I gave him a full set. Now I've heard some people, well, I say heard, I mean I've read, because I'm very literal that way. I've read some folks make comments about the graphics in this game. They say that it hasn't aged very well, looks very outdated. Someone even made a comment in an article that it looked like a NES game, which I wholeheartedly and soundly disagree with. I mean, have they played a Master System or NES game recently? But anyway, simple but effective is how I look at it. And I actually appreciate the fact, well, I enjoy the fact that all of the grid is tiles. It makes me feel like I'm playing chess. So it's not for everyone, but I think it's pretty cool. However, I do admit that Langrisser 2 pulled it off much slicker. It still uses the square tiles, but it's very subtle. They smooth them out in a way where they kind of blend in with actual environments, so it's not as noticeable in most cases, but you can still get a sense of where they are. You still get that grid-based field map. So again, I'll try not to spend too much time talking about other entries in the series as I play this, but it's kind of hard not to, because as I continue to explore this series that I've gone so long, so many years without even being aware of, I'm just really trying to catch up, because I'm really falling for it. It's really becoming one of my favorites, right up there with the Shining Force series, the Dragon Force series, and a few select others. Anything by Treasure for sure. And we are low on men on this side. So we're going to try to keep everybody alive. Problem with that goal is his defense, even on land, is a bit annoying. I think he's got some steel plates underneath that hide that we can't see. And yeah, he didn't stand a chance. So long. Thanks for all the fish. Okay, even with that attack jump from her, they only did one, but when you consider the fact that their attack matches his defense, you really can't expect too much there. I try not to ask for too much out of life. Expect nothing, appreciate everything. A delivery man once gave me these words, and they've stuck with me ever since. The wisdom of everyday people, I tell you. Yeah, for all the ignorance and the prejudice and the blind, unfounded, unreasonable hate, the narrow minds and short-sightedness, for all of these unpleasant things that you will encounter in your day-to-day, remember the humble people, the kind people, the helpful people, the let me put others first because, yeah, people. The life matters, so let me treat it with respect, people. They're out there too. So let's honor them and respect them and try to think of them a little bit more and do for them. And I think life overall will be much more pleasant for everyone. Don't you think? Except for people like these guys. You know, those jokes in the green there. They fall into the first category that I was talking about. You know, the folks who always on the me agenda, me first, mine, me. Forget about you unless it's about something that you can do for me. You know, in this case, they were all about their country. Let's take this sword that doesn't belong to us. Let's unleash this ungodly evil, because who cares? Though they might not have known about that part. All right, Taylor. Nice debut as a Serpent Knight. Oh, right. And now that he's promoted, his men are going to get a little bit more of an attack jump. Yeah. +6. Not bad at all. So the ones at full health should be able to do some decent damage. Put a dent in these trucks over here. And I'm being generous referring to the archers as trucks. They are hardly such. But they are in the way, so if you're ever on the road when there's trucks on the freeway, well, it's not too different. And it is a lot of them now that I look at it. Out of the way, guys. We want to talk to Lance, not you. You know, somebody who can actually pose some level of a threat. You, however, just taking up real estate. Okay, where shall we put you? How about right there? And you will slowly advance. As well as them, one by one, all in line. This isn't grade school, so you don't have to worry about single file. We know that's a pain. Go where your heart chooses to go. Roam free. Just as creation intended. Now, Chris, I don't know if I want to do that. I guess I'll try this. And that's about what I expected, honestly, so. But we gotta do something. And really, Chris, as much as I love her, I didn't want to lead off with her. But, hey. Decent. And her men aren't going to get the job done, clearly. So, Narm, time to show us what you're made of, hopefully. Yes! See? Those knights are strong. They take quite a pounding, but provided they come out on top, yeah. The enemy will be reeling. So that's one down, one to go. I think this side's going to have a little bit more of a fight on their hands, though, just simply because Jessica's got defense issues and Leiden, well, I made the mistake of sending him forward too fast because I think we are going to need him after all. And his men, especially without him, they're sitting ducks in shallow water. Speaking of water, back to these guys. Yeah, we saw that coming. And can we make it? Maybe? Yeah. You get a promotion. I like your vision. We need more like them. Okay, they're actually making it on land now, finally. We'll have to grab them a medal. Give them the keys to the city. They've won the marathon. Alright, so we need to get our king back over here. Show everybody why he's in charge. His men are back in bonus land, most of them, so that's good. Obviously, we want to Magic or treats? Can I get away with this? Sure. I just want to keep it weakened until he can get over there, and then we won't have anything to worry about. Because he can attack or he can heal, so again, very versatile. Albert, meanwhile, is going to defend this side, slow their advance a little bit. That's assuming they even move full speed. They might not, because they're probably going to want to wait until everybody's back on land, get their full movement back. That is one thing the enemy's usually good about, is staying within the command range. There are situations in certain battles where that's not the case, but they usually only do it when it feels like they think you're not going to be able to reach them. That's when they'll get out of their commander's range. And when you can, it's a fun little AI quirk to exploit. Pick them off really easily, just how they like to do to us, you know. Tit for tat, that sort of thing. You know, Thorn is safe to proceed. We're gonna ignore these archers. I think Taylor, he's got this. He may not have any men left by the end of it, but he should be okay at least. And I'm pretty confident that we can manage to spare some of these mermen, at least one or two. Time, as always, will tell the truth. Flaming Spears also pretty good at telling it like it is. You, please recover. Please. We need ya. We want ya. See? No place like home. Blue like the color of the skies above. These are the things that in life I love. Ooh, I made a bit of a boo-boo. Took them out of range, but still more than enough. They're gonna be in trouble on the enemy's turn, though. Maybe. They still get that bonus in the water. They don't get Taylor's bonus, but just being in the water benefits them, so they might make it out. And you see there? You see that? Wow. Behold the power of our aquatic people. So give Aquaman some respect already, alright? I'd love to be able to talk to the fishes. See what they think about things. You know, get some input from the underwater side of life. See it from another perspective. That's the fastest way to learn in life. Information from unknown or unfamiliar perspectives. And see, that's the thing that hinders so many of us, because the thing that most people are afraid of across the board, I've found, is the unfamiliar. What they call it, fear of the unknown. Yeah, same thing. Most folks are uncomfortable with something that is foreign to them. It's good to be cautious around things that you're unsure of, but there's a big difference between cautious and fearful. As much as you can, try not to be so fearful. Doesn't really help you see clearly. Comprehension is the name of the game. The more you can comprehend, the more that you can achieve. Da 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 da. Enough lectures from me, though. Let's just look into him. Not that I'm very worried about him at this point, because he's probably going to just pick off that lone horseman, because he's too ripe to ignore. Albert, you can just sit tight a little bit longer. Chris, we're gonna have to recover. Everyone else can slowly make their way over here. Get in these mountains before they do. That would be nice. And I think we're gonna make it. Yep. And back over here. Go ahead and get all this out the way. Get everybody to full health so we don't put ourselves in any compromising situations. That never had to be. And Taylor, the man who can go anywhere. Sometimes nowhere is where you want to be though. So that's where he's gonna go. You guys, go for it. Come on, come on. Decent. Respectable even. As always, prioritize the ones who are going to be recovering on the next turn. That would be them. And he's already close to level 2. Another benefit of the Serpent Knights, like other knights actually, or at least the first level knights, their experience meter is relatively small. So they're not going to take long to level up. Well, I should say he's not going to take long because he's really the only Serpent Knight, but again, knights in general. This doesn't apply to the higher end knights that we will be seeing later in the game, of course. So we're going to enjoy it while we can. Da, 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 da. We are going to win, 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 because we're stronger and we're tougher and we're going to prove it to you. Dun, 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 dun. These guys, come on, how long have you been? It's turn 13 now, and this is as far as you've gotten. You can't possibly be feeling good about yourselves right now. Can you? Anyway, this Kraken is still alive. Why? Alright, because I moved the lead in too soon. That would be on me. Okay. As again, we're going to be careful here. I've learned not to underestimate these creatures. Keep Jessica safe. That's my number one. She's still got some soldiers too, so that's good. Now I could pull Albert back as well to ensure that we take care of that Kraken lickety-quickety, but I think that would be unnecessary. One thing I'm gonna have to get better about as time goes on is not overdoing things. Whether that's moving too many commanders in unison or sending out too many mercenaries to assist them. I just want to exercise a little bit more self-restraint. And that's probably where my inexperience with this shows. I'm sure there are people out there who may not be recording for the internet, but regardless have more experience and knowledge with this and could probably put me to shame with some of their strategies. So again, I'm just trying to promote the series in this game and by extension the developers and good people who worked hard on this stuff. So I fully encourage and support anybody who wants to share some of their own content and experiences. I will be glad to partake in it for sure. And if I end up liking it, if I like you, if I like your style, well, you've already got my support. Yeah, we're gonna poke them a bit. Say hi. Ask them about the weather because that's what people do in awkward social situations where they're not quite sure what to say, but they want to talk. They want to hear and be heard. But to be fair, I mean, sometimes you gotta say something, right? So. Anything? Okay, 1. Yeah, horsemen are not all that cracked up to be sometimes. Never quite doing the damage that I expect from them. But that's okay. And this is like a pretty even fight, except not, because we came out on top by the rim of our hats. And let's see how this round goes. A little bit better, but not by much. And we're probably done for. Ooh, but we put up a good fight. Good show, guys. Good show. You will be remembered. For the rest of this episode, at least. Short-term memory. The most common disease that plagues humanity. No known cure as of this recording, unfortunately. But could you imagine how different life would be if you never forgot anything? I mean, literally, you never forgot a single thing. And it'd get pretty interesting. But it's our turn again, and we're looking to finish this Kraken once and for all. Let's go.